Hello, my faithful listeners, and welcome to our new episode, Q in Charge, where we delve into the ongoing competitive battle between the United States and China, known as the Chip War. Today we have invited an industry expert, PhD, Qcharge, to shed light on this intense rivalry and its implications for global technological dominance. The Chip Wars, a battle for technological dominance, an interview with industry expert. Welcome to our show, Chad, and thank you for making the time.
Thank you for having me.
So, Chad, as an economic expert and researcher, you are up to the speed of the development on the rise, demand and competition in the technological race, sort of speaking, and as global leaders in this race, most eyes are in the direction of the USA and China.
Frankie, you are correct. And to be frank, this is most common knowledge to all, to everyone who would like to have some base knowledge on ongoing situation or technological race. You see, it is not only the USA and China. You have Scandinavian countries as a lead in green adoption. Holland is big too. You got Israel. And many other countries that are becoming more and more concusses of the technological needs. We have had no big industrial revolution since the early 1900s.
Yes, Chad, my point. So let me jump into the first question I have. How would you describe the significance of semiconductor chips in advanced technologies, and why do the US and China consider them strategically important?
Well, semiconductor chips play a pivotal role in powering advanced technologies such as autonomous vehicles, AVISs, and artificial intelligence. They are the backbone of modern electronics, enabling faster processing, data storage, and efficient power management. Both the US and China recognize that controlling chip design, production, supply chains, and raw materials provides strategic advantages in terms of economic growth, national security, and technological leadership.
So if, with both countries vying for dominance, what specific areas of technology are at the forefront of this competition, you think?
The chip wars encompass a range of next-generation technologies. Autonomous vehicles, electric vehicles, artificial intelligence, data centers, and high-performance computing are key battlegrounds. These sectors are expected to drive future economic growth and societal advancements. By establishing dominance in these areas, a country can shape global standards, influence markets, and secure a competitive advantage.
Let me ask you this. China recently announced export restrictions on gallium and germanium, materials crucial for high-end chip production. How do these restrictions impact the chip wars?
China's export restrictions on gallium and germanium have significant implications for the chip wars. These materials are essential for the production of advanced chips with higher performance and power efficiency. By imposing export controls, China aims to limit access to these critical inputs, potentially disrupting the global supply chain. This move will further intensify the competition as it increases the pressure on other countries to develop alternative sources or technologies.
Can you elaborate on the potential consequences of this rivalry, on global technological dominance and influence?
The outcome of the chip wars will shape the future of technological dominance and influence. The leading nation will have the ability to set standards, influence market dynamics, and control critical technologies. It will also determine which country gains a competitive edge in areas like AI, autonomous systems, and electric mobility. The impact extends beyond economic gains, as technological leadership often translates into geopolitical power and national security advantages.
So, how do you see this conflict affecting knowledge and product sharing within the high-tech industry between the US and China?
The chip wars have already prompted both countries to reassess their approach to knowledge and product sharing. In the name of safeguarding national interests, we're witnessing increased restrictions on technology transfer, investment flows, and intellectual property protection. This creates barriers to collaboration and hampers innovation as companies and researchers find themselves navigating stricter regulations and export controls. It's becoming clear that this rivalry is fostering a more fragmented global tech landscape.
Looking ahead, do you anticipate this rivalry between the US and China to escalate further? And if so, in what ways?
Yes, the chip wars will likely escalate further. The competition is driven by long-term strategic goals and the desire to gain a competitive edge in critical technologies. We can expect increased investment in research and development, protectionist measures, and efforts to secure supply chains for both countries. Moreover, geopolitical tensions and issues related to intellectual property rights will continue to influence this rivalry, making it a defining feature of the global tech landscape for years to come.
How do you foresee the chip wars impacting specific industries, such as automotive and artificial intelligence?
In the automotive sector, advanced chips are vital for autonomous driving systems, electrification, and connected features. The country that dominates chip technology will have a significant advantage in shaping the future of transportation. Similarly, AI heavily relies on high-performance chips for processing vast amounts of data. A nation with superior chip capabilities can drive innovation in AI applications and gain a competitive edge in this transformative field.
Are there any vulnerabilities in the global chip supply chain that this rivalry exposes?
Absolutely. The chip wars have brought attention to the vulnerabilities in the global chip supply chain. Reliance on a few key suppliers and the concentration of chip manufacturing in specific regions pose risks. Disruptions in the supply chain, whether due to export restrictions or natural disasters, can significantly impact industries worldwide. This realization is prompting countries to explore strategies for diversification, domestic production, and reducing dependence on a single source or region for critical chips.
How will the chip wars influence emerging technologies like 5G, quantum computing, and augmented reality?
By the development and deployment of emerging technologies, 5G networks rely on advanced chips to enable higher speeds and lower latency, and whoever controls the chip technology can influence the evolution and global adoption of 5G. Quantum computing, another cutting-edge field, requires specialized chips for quantum operations. The US and China's competition for quantum computing supremacy will influence the pace of advancements in this field. As for augmented reality, advanced chips are crucial for delivering immersive experiences. The country that leads in chip capabilities will have a competitive advantage in developing our applications and devices.
That is amazing. So, how might the chip wars impact the workforce and job market in the US and China?
In my opinion, it will most likely to impact the workforce and job market in both countries, China and the USA. As the competition intensifies, there will be a growing demand for highly skilled professionals in chip design, fabrication, and related areas. This could lead to an increase in STEM education and training programs to meet the industry's needs. On the other hand, geopolitical tensions and restrictions on technology transfer may limit the flow of talent and collaborations, affecting job opportunities and knowledge sharing in certain sectors.
Despite the rivalry, do you see any potential areas where the US and China could collaborate in the high-tech industry?
While the rivalry is intense, there may still be opportunities for collaboration between the US and China in the high-tech industry. Areas like climate change mitigation, healthcare technologies, and fundamental research could benefit from joint efforts. Both countries share common challenges and can leverage each other's expertise to drive innovation and address global issues. However, any collaboration would require navigating complex geopolitical dynamics and establishing mechanisms to protect intellectual property rights and ensure fair and equitable partnerships.
What steps can countries take, to mitigate the risks and foster a more cooperative environment in the high-tech industry?
Well, for a more cooperative environment, countries can take several steps. Firstly, open dialogue and diplomacy. Those are crucial to finding common ground and resolving disputes. Secondly, enhancing intellectual property protection and enforcing fair trade practices. This can promote trust and encourage collaboration. Thirdly, investing in research and development along with education and workforce training can drive technological advancements and ensure a skilled workforce. Lastly, establishing international frameworks and agreements that address the challenges of emerging technologies and promote cooperation can help build a more collaborative high-tech industry ecosystem.
How do you see the chip wars affecting smaller countries and their role in the global high-tech landscape?
This will definitely have implications for smaller countries in the global high-tech landscape. On one hand, these countries may face challenges in competing with technological powerhouses like the US and China. However, they can also find opportunities by focusing on niche markets, promoting innovation, and collaborating with established players. Smaller countries can position themselves as hubs for research and development, manufacturing, or as testbeds for emerging technologies. By embracing niche strategies and building strong ecosystems, it can carve out a role in the evolving high-tech landscape.
How might all this then impact consumer electronics and their availability and affordability?
I think that consumer electronics in terms of availability and affordability will be greatly influenced by this ongoing war. If the competition leads to supply chain disruptions or constraints, it could result in a shortage of certain electronic devices or components, leading to increased prices. Moreover, efforts to develop and secure domestic chip production may require additional investments and resources, which could potentially impact consumer electronics affordability. However, market forces and technological advancements can also drive efficiencies and innovations that mitigate some of these challenges over time.
Let us jump here on government role in all this. In your opinion, what do you think will be the role of the government policy play in shaping the outcomes of the chip wars?
Government plays a crucial role in shaping the outcomes. Policies related to investment, research and development funding, intellectual property protection, export controls, and international collaborations significantly impact a country's technological capabilities and competitive advantage. Governments can establish frameworks that support domestic chip industries, encourage innovation, and facilitate international cooperation. Strategic policies also ensure the security and resilience of the supply chain, reducing vulnerabilities and safeguarding national interests.
What are the broader geopolitical implications of the chip wars between the US and China?
It will have significant geopolitical implications. Technological leadership is closely tied to geopolitical power as it influences economic strength, national security, and global influence. The country that establishes dominance in chip technology can shape international standards, control critical industries, and gain leverage in trade negotiations. Moreover, this rivalry impacts alliances and partnerships as countries align themselves with one side or the other. Geopolitical tensions can potentially intensify, creating a more fragmented global order and influencing diplomatic relationships.
How important is collaboration between the private sector and governments in addressing the challenges posed by the chip wars?
Collaboration is essential. Governments provide the necessary policy frameworks, investment incentives, and support for research and development. The private sector, with its expertise and innovation, drives technological advancements and commercialization. By working together, governments and the private sector can foster an environment that encourages innovation, strengthens supply chains, and promotes sustainable growth. Collaboration also enables the sharing of knowledge and resources, which is crucial in addressing complex technological challenges.
How do you see the impact innovation ecosystems and startup culture?
Impact on innovation ecosystems and startup culture heavily rely on access to cutting-edge technologies and the ability to collaborate with established players. Increased restrictions and tensions between the US and China can limit the flow of knowledge, investments, and partnerships, making it more challenging for startups to access resources and reach global markets. However, challenges also breed opportunities, and innovative startups can find niches or leverage alternative supply chains to drive innovation and compete in the changing landscape.
What role does long-term strategic planning play for countries engaged in the chip wars?
These battles are not just short-term competitions, but part of a broader race for technological dominance. Countries need to develop comprehensive strategies that encompass research and development investments, talent development investments, talent development, supply chain security, and intellectual property protection. Long-term planning allows countries to build a sustainable competitive advantage, anticipate technological shifts, and ensure they remain at the forefront of innovation in critical industries. Strategic planning also enables countries to navigate uncertainties and adapt to changing dynamics in the global high-tech landscape.
As we conclude, what message or advice would you like to convey to our listeners regarding the chip wars?
The chip wars are a reflection of the increasing significance of advanced technologies and their impact on global power dynamics. It is crucial for individuals, businesses, and policymakers to understand the implications and stay informed about the developments in this rivalry. We must promote collaboration, innovation, and investment in research and development to ensure continued progress and economic growth. It's important to strike a balance between competition and cooperation as global challenges require collective efforts. By fostering an environment of open dialogue, fair trade practices, and investment in human capital, we can navigate the chip wars and shape a more inclusive and sustainable future.
Thank you to our esteemed expert, Chad, for this interview, and we hope we bring some light on ongoing war behind the curtain. What will the future bring us? Well, Chad, thank you again for your time.
My pleasure.
And for sharing your insights on the chip wars and their impact on global technological dominance. This has been a thought-provoking discussion, shedding light on the complexities and implications of this ongoing rivalry. Join us next time for more insightful conversations on the latest developments in the ever-evolving world of technology. Stay tuned for more.